Good evening. This is the 37th time I have spoken to you from this office, where so many decisions have been made that shape the history of this nation. Each time I have done so to discuss with you some matter that I believe affected the national interest. In all the decisions I have made in my public life, I have always tried to do what was best for the nation.
13 years, no, 12 years since May 2003, Crotty has lived at 71 Irving Place 3A. I'm finally willing to say the address fully in public. The era is over. This is where I lived after the death of my mom, Christmas Day, 2002, after I got my degree from Master's from St. John's College, Santa Fe, the great book school. All these classics are packed up. All the classic works of Western and Eastern civilization are packed up in these boxes. And then I came here. Third reason was to help inner city kids become great debaters. And I started the program at the Eagle Academy for Young Men. You've probably seen all this in Crotty's Kids, the great movie, now available through Passion River Films. And
he's plugging.
And now it comes to an end, my friends. It comes to an end, and I must say, it's quite an emotional experience for me, Mike Rosario.
Is it bittersweet?
Because I specifically picked this neighborhood because this is where Teddy Roosevelt was raised, one of the great American icons, as well as Edith Wharton was raised in this neighborhood, and a lot of artists, early like 1920s and 30s Ashcan School artists, others maybe of the Hudson River School, lived in this area. And so there's a lot of robust history and fascinating history, Gramercy Park. And it's a quiet oasis within the middle of the city, right near Union Square. So it was perfect for a rider. This was a very quiet place, but near everything. And just had a lot of history, and I just loved it so much. But New York, as it turns fully into Monaco, even more expensive, the owner of this building wants the Crotty out so that he can expand and turn this into a one-bedroom and charge triple the amount, and I'll have to move on and buy a condo now in Wall Street. So, and bring back the Crotty Farm Report as a look at the commodities, agricultural commodities business, or some other endeavor. But I will, like Lao Tzu says, I will retreat to Omaha, where all this will go to my home in Omaha. I have a house in Omaha.
Wow.
And then I will return again in New York, greater, with armies of money and talent to reconquer the city, which I've conquered several times over 3 decades. And so I'm going to pull back and then return again. And I want to say thank you to everyone who has been a friend or foe in this city. And there have been many of both. And I won't name them here, but there have been many of both. And New York is like a Hegelian synthesis. You know, every day there's a thesis and there's an antithesis, and it creates a synthesis. And so you can't just lollygag here. You can't just passively explore this place. It attacks you, and you have to match its intensity with intensity of your own. And I lived in LA too long, and I got a little soft, lost a little of the edge, and you have to go through the fire. You have to go through the fire on a daily basis, and you develop an inner strength. And so I've been here for the last, I don't know, maybe 7 days to 10 days, and I've kind of got back into the New York Five, and now I've packed up everything, and I'm taking it out. Noah's Ark comes tomorrow. So if anybody wants anything, come here tonight or tomorrow. Rosario and I are giving away the store. Thank you, and God bless America.
memories light the corners of my mind. It's a crazy mind. Misty watercolored memories of the way we were. Scattered pictures that I used to get renters on Airbnb. Smiles they gave to one another for the way we were. Can it be that it was so simple then? They just booked my apartment when they searched for Gramercy Park. Or has time rewritten every line? And if we had the chance to do it all again, just tell me, would we? Could we? No, because there's a law that was passed in 2010 I just learned about that you cannot rent out your place unless you're living there for 30 days or less. Could we? Memories may be beautiful, and yet, if you are evicted for renting on Airbnb, then memories aren't so great. So many memories, too painful to remember. The way we were, depends which ghetto I'm living in. Were, of course, if you're in Manhattan, but it could be was if you're living in the Bronx or Brooklyn or Queens. I just gotta put that out there. Can it be it was so simple then? Yes, it was very simple then until, like, Liz Kruger and others tried to crack down on it. Or has time rewritten every line? And if we had the chance to do it all again, tell me, would we? Of course I would. I paid for 2 films, Crotty's Kids and Master Debaters. You can get them now through Passion River Films or at Crotty'sKids.com. Would we? Could we? Well, it'd be tough. I'd probably be asked to pay a fine and the landlord would be in trouble. Could we? Memories light the corners of my mind. Misty water-colored memories of the way we were here at 71 Irving Place, above the 71 Irving Place Cafe, where I breathed the fumes of coffee for almost 13 years and probably did not sleep as a result, where I had many beautiful people come and go, myself included, and all my wonderful guests. I just have to say, scattered pictures of the smiles we left behind, smiles we gave to one another for the way we were, the way. That's my Johnny Rotten ending. We were.